found interest. We had 2 weeks. We didn't post anything, so this is the first time.
You were busy with wedding stuff.
I know. I've had a great time. So yeah, true. My brother and his wife got married, so that was a big deal. You know, I was just trying to be present as possible, while also working to help everybody out because we had the wedding on my family's property in a barn, so it was like we were the venue. So
It was fun.
just
It was pretty.
thank you for
really
saying that. Thank you. My mom would be so happy to hear that. It really was so beautiful. And we do have regrets because Noah was taking the pictures and we never got one picture of the barn set up with no one in it.
Oh.
So we have no pictures of the actual
And it was so pretty.
support.
Yeah, it was really
Thank
pretty.
you. I'm so sad. There's a couple of regrets. We also never got a picture of Calvin and Trinity and their daughter Lenny together.
Oh my gosh.
We never got one. And it was funny because we were taking pictures and Trinity was like, Lenny doesn't need to be in the picture. It's okay. So it was like, we got some with her and then some without her. And anyway, it's okay. But yeah, that was kind of I can't remember. Anyway, that's why we haven't been posting. It was my fault. So
No, last week was my fault.
All
That
right,
wasn't feeling good.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
I
forgot
forgot,
that.
yeah.
Poor Kendall. I'm glad you feel better. This Miss Meyer spray that you spray on this table smells very fall time.
That's
And
why I
it's
got it.
really preparing
Oh,
me.
is it the
mentally.
acorn? I think I
Yeah.
have that one in the hand soap.
Well, we have it in the hand soap, and I have been looking for the spray, and no one had it. Albertsons didn't have it. Target
That's
didn't have it for the
weird.
longest time.
That's weird. I think I got mine at Target.
Well, I found it
Oh,
yesterday.
okay.
Awesome. I love our chit chat that we do before we actually start our chat. Okay, yay! So today we have a couple things we're going to talk about. We're definitely going to talk about the next commandment. What number is it?
I have it as 5th.
Great. The 5th commandment. I think we said last time it was the 5th commandment. That's okay. It doesn't matter. We're talking about the Sabbath, which I'm really, really excited to talk about. I think it's going to be really good. And then we're also going to talk about what we're going to talk about second. I forgot already. What we're praying
Sukkot.
for? Nope. We're talking about Sukkot. We're just on that. So we're talking about 2 things that I love. So I'm really excited actually. And we're going to talk about Sukkot very briefly. We may not go very deep into what it is. We are going to do that in a following episode. We're going to go really deep into that. But this time we're just going to kind of touch on briefly what it is and then like what we're doing as a family, as individual families to prepare for it. And then that's for sure the only 2 that we're going to talk about. We may talk about more. So we're going to see where the time takes us. So anyway, yeah, let's start with the next commandment. I have it written here, but both of y'all have your Bibles. Who wants to read it?
It says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it set apart or holy.
I took the whole thing. You want me to keep going?
Oh, sure.
It's like 8 through
Yeah.
11. That's what I have. You
Yeah,
wanna go
you're
all the
right.
way?
I
Okay.
just read the.
No, I
first
love
one.
it. Yeah. Okay.
You want me to?
Sure.
I guess I should turn. Maybe I'll pick this up.
Okay.
Okay. So remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter, your male servant or your female servant, or your livestock, or the sojourner who is within your gates. For 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested on the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy.
So good. I love it. Kind of a forgotten commandment, if you ask me. I think it's a good one. I guess I'll kind of start like with my notes. I took like the first verse. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. And I thought in that there actually was a lot to talk about because it says, remember the Sabbath by keeping it holy. And like, what does the word holy mean? And it means set apart. So I thought it was interesting that it's like, you should remember the Sabbath, or another word that translations uses, acknowledge the Sabbath. And like, not just by being like, yes, this day is holy. Like saying it isn't really like, doesn't really make it, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, I wrote down, it's like a call for action. Like Yahweh is calling us to action.
Well, it's part of his commandments.
Right.
So.
Right. He's calling us to act. And how can we act? We act by resting, which is something that you have to actively decide to do.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really happen, I think, naturally, because we are, I think, a busy people. We're made to work. So it's natural for us to work. And I think, Yahweh made us that way. And he also made the Sabbath for us to rest on. So I thought it was good. So I just said, how do we remember or acknowledge the Sabbath? We do it by keeping it holy, by keeping it set apart. Make it different, make that day look different than the other days. So I have a little note on like each verse. So that's what I had for that one. Yeah.
It's good.
Sorry, I'm like rereading my
No,
stuff.
no, it's okay. It's good.
I just put we rest on Saturday because that's what we have found in our study.
That's good too, because I was thinking, it's so weird. I was thinking about this yesterday before we knew we were going to be talking about this, and I was thinking that, okay, this is my thought. I'm just going to go off what I was thinking. I was in the car, I'm driving, and I was like thinking about how, honestly, if I was really being honest, we can't really know like what day the Sabbath is. I know what I think, from what I've read, from what I've looked up. I do believe the Sabbath is on Saturday. And then I started thinking in my head, if I were to theoretically have a conversation with someone, and it's like, does it really matter what day it's on? And then I thought, I think it matters to say that it doesn't matter. Does that make sense? I think that really what is important is that each person has to go and look for themselves and decide, not because of what they've done in the past, but decide by looking at the information we have available to us and actively being involved in the decision of the day that you think the Sabbath is. Because if
you have to make it your own.
You have to make
faith
it your own. Yes. And so I think that if you go and you're like looking, you know what I mean? And you're like, I think it's Sunday. I honestly think that's great.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because
where you have your community, and if you're opening the Bible, like, there's nothing wrong.
Right.
And what,
right. Yeah.
Me and Mike
every day,
have found is like, we do believe that, Sabbath is on Saturday, but if we have something to do on Saturday, whether it's like a family event or, like we do like want to hang out with our friends and we didn't necessarily like keep the Sabbath, then we do it on Sunday and we rest and we don't do anything, So it's like, even though we do believe it's on Saturday and we do not always follow that to a T, but then we make it a point to do that. Follow that day.
That's really interesting because I feel like in my mind, by spending time with friends and family, if we have events, you know what I mean? I don't necessarily feel like I'm not keeping it.
I just meant like cool because then we're not like if we're just like lounging around, but like if we're like going out and
spending money.
Yeah, like if we're like going out and doing like an activity, or we went shopping.
The wedding was on Saturday too. So it definitely was, like, for me, like I'm saying, you know what I mean?
Like, but to me, that didn't feel...
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have to do anything at the wedding.
Yeah.
So,
no, I'm with you.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well then, because I have found that I do need a day.
Yes.
Where I don't do much. And it kind of preps me for the week. So I have found that that's so important to, do. And like some weekends, we don't do it. And, but as long as you're making a point and you want that, I feel like that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we're definitely not. I mean, we're so busy. We're not perfect at it. And there's, people in our family that like to do a lot of stuff on Saturday, and it's really hard to tell them no sometimes. And so
it's hard.
It's a balancing act.
Yeah, it is. And I think that it's also, I wish that I would have had time this morning to go through what Jesus said about the Sabbath, because it's so relevant. Because going just off of my memory, like really what he, like, they're walking around and they're like picking the grains off and they're eating them, and like according to like the Jewish powers that were,
Pharisees.
The Pharisees at the time, they had decided that was against the Sabbath, which was not, obviously we just read the commandment. It definitely doesn't say that you can't pick grain. And like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that by Jesus doing that, he wasn't breaking the Sabbath. He was just trying to go back to the beginning and say, remember what like the Father told y'all that the Sabbath was. Like, he didn't say you couldn't pick grain. He didn't say this. He's saying, actually, just to read it, to go into my next point, it was saying the Sabbath, it says this, hold on, sorry, let me get to it. It says, the seventh day is a Sabbath to Yahweh your Elohim, to the Lord your God. So like, anything that you do, I do believe, can be given to him. He's actively asking us to rest. And I think that that can look different for different people.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that each person, like there are things, like just last week, we were like, we're not going to buy anything at Floor and Decor because it was a high Sabbath. So it was on a, it was an additional Sabbath. We're not going to buy anything, but we'll walk around and get Floor and Decor. And after we went, we walked around, we were like, I regret doing that on this day because it made us like mentally start thinking about all this stuff that we had to do about the house. And it was like not actually restful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was definitely a learning experience. Was like sometimes it's not about like handing over your money. That's not what makes it not restful. It's like the thought process that like why do people spend money? You know what I'm saying? It's like you're trying to get, kind of like make decisions and gather things for your home and that kind of stuff. So anyway, it's an ongoing decision, that you have to make and constantly kind of like redefine and do this and that. And so anyway, just adding.
And like a discussion for like me and my kids, like hunting season is coming up, and last year he did hunt on Saturdays, and he's like, I don't really feel like I need to do that this year. Like I feel like, which I mean for different, like I don't know, I feel like in this, y'all might disagree, but I feel like if it's kind of like relaxing, like I don't feel like working out is bad, like if that's what, like, because people can work out and spend time with y'all, and I don't really feel like it just depends on like
thing.
And I feel like so much of it kind of is a personal thing, like you were saying, but that's just in like a topic. I think because hunting season is coming up, and
I think it's I think that's really good because Noah actually said last year, like, because he I think went hunting with Micah on a Saturday or something, and he was like, I can't do it again. He's like, I feel like I'm acquiring like this food for my family, which is like literally Yahweh doesn't want you to do that on this day because you have 6 other days to do it. So I do think
you like do get a deer, that's your whole day. Is
if you're going out and that's your goal, you have to assume that that's going to happen.
Well, because Micah does all the meat himself. He doesn't take it somewhere. So then that whole day he is caught up with butchering and we're processing the meat and all that because you can't just leave it. So then like that is not restful.
Right. No, that's good. I think that's a good example of like you kind of have to learn what you know what I'm saying, like what feels appropriate, for you on that day, especially. I do think that there's a lot of people, me included, that it's like you have a job where working weekends is no different than working any other day of the week. Like if you work in like healthcare, there's a lot of jobs. It's not limited to healthcare, but this is my experience. And it's really crazy. I actually had not had to work a Saturday at the hospital that I worked at literally for like 2 years. And then now that I'm not a PRN employee, but I'm a part-time employee, I have weekend requirements. So it's like if I like, for example, this time was the last to fill out the schedule, so I have to work like 2 Saturdays. So that's really like a bummer for me, but it's at the same time, it's like you want to be responsible to the place that you work at. You know what I mean? And understand that Yahweh actually does have control over these things. And while I may try and do everything I possibly can and not have to work on that day, there are times where it's like you have to trust that Yahweh knows what he's doing. But I do deeply believe that when I made the decision to follow Shabbat, like to acknowledge this commandment in a really serious way, it was when I said, when I marry Noah, I'm going to acknowledge the Sabbath and I'm going to do it. And that was so hard for me to do because I was in nursing school. And that was a whole day that I felt like I was like quote losing, to studying and to like gaining that momentum and like using it. And I did not study one Saturday. I did not work one Saturday. I took that entire day off and I allowed myself to rest. And it was quite literally by the grace of God that I got through. And that was such a huge thing for me. It was one of the biggest ways that Yahweh had. It sounds like I shouldn't need it, but I'm human. He gained my trust, if that made sense. I learned that he actually was trustworthy in a real tangible way that I'd never experienced before in my life. So that was really big for me, and I have never once regretted acknowledging it and taking it really seriously. So I had I like this too because it says 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, which I feel like is important to remember. Like, we're actually supposed to work 6 out of the 7 days. And then the 7th is a day for rest. And then I put that the 7th day is Sabbath, whether you acknowledge it or not. Like, we have to understand that Yahweh acknowledges the 7th day as the Sabbath, even if we don't. So, like, why would we not want to be on the same page as him?
Well, like, he's
giving us
showing up, so
commands.
we need to.
He's showing up on that day. And I mean, he shows up every day, obviously, but he's you know what I'm saying? He is actually he has set this day apart. He himself
Spend time with us.
He has spoken the word, yes, to do that. So I think that that's really important. And it's like, why he's giving his instruction to be closer to him, so we should take it. Why would we not take the opportunity to be closer to him, you know?
Well, and like, we need it. Like, he put it in place for our well-being.
Yes.
Like, we have to have it.
We have to
and
have it.
like, the times that we're super busy and Saturday gets full somehow,
Yeah.
like, I feel like my cup isn't full.
Same. It's so hard.
So,
oh my
like,
gosh.
having
it leaves
that
me feeling
the time
so
to
drained.
rest and spend with y'all, even if it's, you know, small, it like fills your cup up.
In a way, like, almost like he designed us to do that, which he did. I also have you on it. You shall do no work, neither you nor your son or daughter, nor your male or female servant, nor your animals, nor any foreigner residing in your towns. So I had a couple things about that. Passive work should be halted. There's a couple websites we buy from that shut down their website on Saturdays. Big respect for them. They don't gain anything, even though they're not actually doing any work. Thought that was really awesome. I put, just because you're physically performing work, you're not physically performing work, doesn't, like, other people shouldn't be working for you. So I was like, oh, it's like Amazon purchases. I put that on there. Because I, like, have tried to be very intentional about not ordering stuff on Amazon on Saturday because somebody's working for me if I order it, you know.
Me too.
And then I put, for in 6 days Yahweh made the heavens, the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, but he rested on the 7th day. There's a big question out there that says, does God need rest? Have y'all heard that? I've heard that a lot. Like sermons, does God need rest? And I don't like that question.
I was about to say, what a strange question to ask.
That's exactly what Noah said. So it's interesting that you say that. It wasn't like strange, but it was like, I think that the actual thing that they were trying to get to, I listened to the sermon, it was because does God need rest? And they were trying to determine, does the Sabbath apply to us?
He says it does.
And that's exactly where I was going to go, was if you've heard that question, I'm just going to put my opinion out there. I don't think it's the right question to ask.
Yeah.
They said that, it's funny you're saying that. I don't remember what they said. This is what I say though. I say it's not the right question to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to discover, why did he take the 7th day? Is it because he needs it? What are God's limits? That was the whole conversation.
That's
I
weird.
don't like that.
I did think it was weird. And I think that the question that should, basically what you're asking is, does the Sabbath apply to me? Does this apply to me? And I think that the question that we should be instead asking is, how can I apply this in my life? Because Yahweh spoke these words, and anything that Yahweh speaks is relevant to you.
I was like, it doesn't really matter. Like,
It doesn't
if
matter.
He
It doesn't matter if he needs
rest
rest
or
or
not,
not.
because
And-
he tells us to.
Yeah.
You
I
need
think
rest.
people,
so
like-
you rest.
Yeah.
You know.
It sounds silly, but I think people like forget, like, he is greater than we are in like a way
Yes.
that we don't understand.
Yes.
So like, to ask that question, I don't want to say I'm like offended by it, but I'm just like,
no. I
that's
agree
so
with you.
strange.
It rubbed
like,
me the wrong way. It was a sermon that I saw years ago when I was trying to decide. It was interesting too, because I think I heard this sermon right before me and Noah got married, which is when I was kind of like, how am I going to move forward with all this information I've been given? And so it was almost like solidifying in my mind. I heard it and I thought, this is actually not a great question.
Yeah.
And I did recognize that, and I was like, I think that, like, it doesn't, like, I think that Yahweh took the 7th day because he did, period. You know what I mean? And so like,
Well, and I almost think it was
knowing
because
that-
like he was like, okay, I'm going to tell them to do this. I'm going to set
Model
an
it.
example
Yeah.
for them.
he set the day apart.
And I'm just like,
yeah.
like in my opinion, I don't really feel like he would need rest because he is limitless and he works every day in people's lives, you know? So I'm like, but it doesn't matter ultimately because he told us we need to do it.
Yeah.
And like,
I agree.
it's a gift.
It's a
like,
gift.
and when you look at it that way, it's like, you should cherish it.
Oh, like this
It's
isn't like
gift.
a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like you need to take a break. Like no,
You need
we
to
get
sit
to
down.
take a break. We need to
Open your Bible and
Yeah, no, literally. It's I think that all of the commandments, it's even the term commandment is actually not the most accurate. You know, like way
10 words.
Yeah, it's
10
the
suggestions
10 words,
on how you should
10
live your life from,
instructions. Yes, like he gave us these things because he made us and he actually knows exactly what we need to thrive. You know, and there is a difference between surviving and thriving, you know, because people are alive every day that don't follow these commandments. But is it really the way that you want to live? Like, no.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, I think it was good. You know that song by Forrest Frank? It's called Even God Takes Breaks.
No.
I was like, I don't really listen to Forrest Frank that much.
I love that song. It's so sweet. And Noah loves it too. I mean, it's just called, I think it's called Even God Takes Breaks or God Takes Breaks. But he's literally the whole song he's talking about taking the Sabbath, and I think it's a really good song.
I think it's cool to see like people who don't necessarily like follow Torah or whatever, like they take the Sabbath.
Yeah,
like
I love it.
Charlie Kirk and his wife, they took the Sabbath, which I'm like, and Eric talked about like how it was just needed in their family and how he, you know, was just a great role model and like he needed that day.
Yeah.
And like just the way he led his family was so amazing because he did take that day.
Yeah.
Just to be
Great
with
To fill his
example.
cup. Yeah.
To fill his cup, yeah. I think that everyone, because Yahweh designed us and he's giving us these instructions, telling us like how to live, and it would benefit every single person.
Well, we live such in like a busy, hectic world. Like
You have to actively
we
make
need
that
to
choice.
Yeah. It's
Take
very
a
easy to
moment.
get
Yeah, we-
distracted.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It is. Even 1 week. You know, I'm like, whew, crazy. I'm like, who am I? Like, what am I doing? Like, literally, I'm like left confused. Like, if I don't take that one day to just like sit for a minute, even your thoughts, you even kind of have to control your thoughts because I'll be like thinking about the house. I'll be like, Megan, just literally for one day, can you just like chill out? You know, like it's gonna get done, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think for Sukkot, which I'm like, it's going to be hard actually, but me and Laramie just like want to turn our phones off and leave them inside.
Ooh, treat it like a landline, girl.
But I don't know. We'll see.
I think
But I'm
that
also
you
like,
would
I
be
want to take
shocked.
pictures, but we have a camera, so
When
I
you
can
get
use the
out that
camera.
I think you would be shocked how easy it is once you do it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because you're all together. Who else do you care about? Everyone's
that's
there.
true.
Like, who else do you need to talk? Well, Kathy. You need to call Kathy. Call
Yeah.
Kathy. but other than that, you got everybody there.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It's awesome. I love that.
Because being on that,
Mm-hmm.
like, if we just sit there and we're on it all Saturday, it's not restful.
I agree. Because your mind is on the world.
Yeah.
And everything is up here. It's like your head's in the clouds.
Yeah.
And not in a good way. You know, but if you, sorry, I was like putting my hands around. But I agree. My phone, if I'm on my phone, I'm not, it's noise.
Yeah.
And that noise is not restful, you know, for me. So there's a lot of things, but it's very, I agree, it's very personal experience. I know that there is an objective right and wrong way, but this is what he told us. So this is what we have to go off of, you know. I don't know what the objective right and wrong way is, but I know that this is what he told us. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, so we feel good about that commandment. Do we have anything else?
Well, I was gonna say it also talks about like basically everyone in your home. If someone's in your house on this day, like they're also gonna do this.
Yeah.
And I think that's important too. Like the way that you do things might be different from everybody else, but if they're over, like they're gonna do it too, whether they like it or not.
Yes.
You're gonna rest.
Yeah. No.
Sit
You're gonna
down.
sit here and hang out with us. Like,
No, I agree. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where to go with that. I think that it kind of too is like in a world where people did work for their survival, what a powerful like command and dedication that
Yeah.
would be that would separate them and us from the rest of the world. It does define his people. You know, when you take that day, you know, it's very defining. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Oh.
Do we want to talk about Sukkot now?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, is that what we're talking about next?
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot. Wait, are we doing the prayer or are we doing the Sukkot? I forgot. Okay, we're doing Sukkot. So we, maybe just like briefly, we can all kind of just discuss a little bit about it, and then we'll go like really deep, bring in the scripture and have a great conversation about that in one of our following, probably the next episode. I don't know. Can't figure it out. But we are currently gearing up as a family to celebrate Sukkot, which is a feast that we celebrate that is 8 days long. There's a high Sabbath, which is an additional Sabbath at the beginning and the end, and Yahweh basically commands his people to have a great time. So,
What a burden.
yeah, I know, it really is just like the best. And we
have a
also
blast. Yeah.
decided as a family last year, the year before, to do gifts during this time. Which is really fun for us. They're just really small, like kind of little things.
Homemade.
things,
I just want everyone.
because there's a million of us. First of all,
There's a million of us, so we can't afford it. It's so expensive, but it's good. You know, I love it actually. I think
me
it's fun. It
too.
becomes very personal. I want
I know, I'm
everyone. I wish
I'm
everyone.
ready. I like want to give you everything right now.
I wish
I've already told
everyone-
Kendall like 4 things that I'm
I
doing
know, I'm
'cause
so
I-
excited.
Y'all
Don't
are the
keep it a
worst
secret.
about
Tell me.
surprises. I want to be
can't, yeah.
surprised. I want to open it and be like, you know, that's what I want. But I wish everyone in the world did it. I really would like to kind of. What I'm gonna, you know, we do gifts for each other, but I kind of have some ideas for other people, even if they
Yeah.
don't do it. I actually was gonna give some other people, some gifts because I just get
was
so
too.
pumped. Really, you're doing that too? I love that. So anyway, yeah. So I guess we can't even really talk about what we're getting each other now that I think about it. Because we're doing it. I guess y'all can talk
Well-
about the stuff. No, because then if you tell her, I know I'm gonna get it too.
Yeah. Oh, you mean
Fine.
like talking about Kendall? No, it's fine. I'm not gonna
Fine.
tell you. We can
Okay.
just say that.
All right.
Like-
We're doing homemade
Yeah,
stuff.
so-
Yeah. So
So this week, well,
we
I've
do
gotten
one
some.
gift every day.
yeah.
Normally, one small gift every day, which is
I've gotten. I have like a few little crafty things that I'm doing. I got those done,
Oh.
and then
I was like, I've got one gift done.
I have 0 gifts.
and then I have my
started
grocery
or
list
finished.
ready to go for the food things I'm making.
Yeah, I want you to talk about that, Chloe, and how we, even though we're all kind of our own separate families, how you make it come together. Talk about that because you kind of did it last year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, we like each of us, each couple or family, picks a night one day during the week, and they're in charge of dinner. And then we just kind of trade off, and then a couple of nights we'll all do it together, and everybody will contribute something. Also, we didn't even say this, but
I know
Did
we didn't
we?
even talk about what it is. He commands to have a good time, but he also the whole idea, and we'll get
we
deep.
just got too excited.
The whole idea is you are setting up a temporary dwelling. That's actually what the word means, and in
So,
modern day terms, that
a
is
tent.
a tent.
Or a sukkah.
Which
A
I'm
sukkah.
so
A sukkah
excited
is the Hebrew word. Mhm.
about our tent because last year Micah got us a new like
Yeah.
10-person tent, which I don't know how people.
Was it the?
We have a hold on. I'm
Which
sorry.
like
I can't, I'm so
there's no
excited.
way like 10 people can fit in that tent. Like I don't understand how it's a 10-person tent.
Yeah.
But we got like a king size like blow up mattress and we have all these nice sheets and blankets and then we
That's
like
really
decorate
nice.
it inside and it's literally like the best thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm so excited about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I will say, Caden was talking about he wanted to. This is my brother-in-law. He wanted to get a like a blow up tent. You know, like
I've
the
seen
whole
those.
thing blows up.
Yeah.
And I made fun of him so hard.
No,
And
you
then
won't.
my mom was talking about it, and I was like, "Dang, that's kind of a good idea."
Really? 'Cause they don't have to do anything?
Yeah.
Or-
Well,
yeah.
and it's just like you wouldn't have to get an air mattress. The whole thing blows up.
The floor?
Yeah, like the whole tent
That's
is
crazy.
blown up.
Actually, that's
I'll show
pretty-
you a picture.
That's
in a
pretty
minute.
crazy.
Yeah.
We, yeah. Okay, so I'm so sorry. Like circling back for just a moment.
We camp.
Yeah, we camp. It's camping, and you know there is like a spirit. There's a physical aspect and a spiritual aspect. The physical aspect is he wants his people to actually quite literally leave their homes and set up a temporary dwelling and dwell there for 8 days and have a big massive party. And the spiritual aspect of that would be remembering number one that this world is temporary. And it's reminding us that, like, all of the things that we have and these comforts and everything that we've been given is temporary. And we're supposed to be removing ourselves from that and
rely on Yah.
And rely on Yahweh.
Because, I mean, weather, like, we're outside for 8 days.
You are outside for 8 days. I mean, you know, I use the bathroom.
Well, yeah, and cook.
Yeah. But there are people that, there's so many different ways to do it. I love seeing what other people do. It's a big thing. I just didn't realize how many people actually did celebrate it until you start looking. But it is just really, it's really awesome. And it's a really joyful time because it's just another way. It's awesome that we're talking about this commandment and Sukkot because he's asking you to stop what you're doing and remove yourself and go and do this. And you can...
and fellowship and spend time with him.
Together with him. And it just gets you out of your... It's basically a vacation. I mean, it's a prescribed vacation every year. And it really is just the best time. And every year, I feel like I get more and more excited for it. You know,
especially with all the little kids coming up. Because there's like new traditions to make.
So we've done like such fun things like every year. Like every year.
Remember when we did the Sukkot games?
That has been like one of my favorite things that we did. Like it was.
We missed it.
Should we do it again?
Fun. We should.
Yes, because me and Laramie missed it.
Okay. Yeah, it seriously was the best. I remember you absolutely schooling Ellie in that camp setup. It was like you had to follow the cloud instead of for camp.
Me, Mike, and Matt won. We still have the plaque up there.
That's
funny. We had a little plaque. Okay, I'll commit.
I just remember hearing that Connie beat my dad in a foot race or something.
I don't remember.
Yes.
I just remember hearing that, and I was like, "Dang, I cannot believe I missed that."
That's so funny. Well, we'll do it again,
Caleb
and we'll figure out the day
everybody on the Bible trivia.
Oh,
that
I'm sure he did. He's so
knows
smart.
all the stuff. I was like, I don't want to go up against him because I will lose.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, Caleb knew everything. That was so cool. We should do Bible trivia just anyway.
Yeah,
that would be pretty fun. So,
but long story short, it's a really fun week that we camp out and hang out and eat good food. And also, Laramie told me he's going to try to fast some during Sukkot, and I was like,
that's not what it's for.
Feasting,
quite literally.
Get on Yom Kippur and then have fun during Sukkot.
Yeah, I think,
Well, I'll support him.
I told him he was crazy.
But I'll be feasting. And your mom is doing no sugar, but she's doing natural. She's doing maple syrup and honey. So I really wanted to, she'll probably listen, but I really want to she probably like does not want this, but I want this for her. I want to make her like an optional like treat that she can have like all week, you know, or like something every day or every other day or something. And I really want to make the honey sweetened chocolate chips to put in the
I have the
sugar
mold. So don't buy a mold if you were going to. Don't buy one.
Thank you. I won't buy one. That's why I was hesitating. Okay. Awesome. So anyway, there's just a lot of fun things. It's really exciting time. The weather is so beautiful. Fall is in the air. It's just so awesome. So I'm pumped.
Yeah.
Bounce house.
For Shiloh.
That's kind of what the blow up tent is, but it has like walls.
Okay. Well, so does bounce house.
Well, tent is, but it has like walls.
Okay. Well, so does bounce house.
Well, yeah, but a lot of times they're like open. Like have the little mesh, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you keep it connected to air the whole time?
I'll show you a picture in a minute.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. We talk about this at a later time. But I'm just like, I've seen them, but I've never wondered about that.
Well, and were we talking about it with y'all? Like, they have, like, blow-up couches, blow-up nightstands. Like, they have everything. Blow-up chairs, blow-up ottoman.
I don't even need a house if I have all that.
That's the kind of furniture Michael wants.
How do you, like in his actual home?
But yeah, because like, we were like because like when we moved, we were gonna have to get all this furniture. He's like, we can just get blow ups. I was like, absolutely not. Like, you're not living like that.
What a male thing to say.
That is such a male.
I was like,
that's a bachelor thing
when he
to
says
say.
that,
Keely would never let you do that. First of all, and I am saying no.
Laramie, he gives me a hard time about like pillows on the bed because there's
Noah
a lot.
too. He
but every time he says it, I just say, "Let me make this house a home." Every time. So just start saying that.
That is so.
Because he's like,
home.
Okay.
That is so funny. Noah, like, well, the difference between you and me, Chloe, is that you probably make your bed every day, whereas I leave the pillows on the floor every day. So it's like, but I will say, listen, when I get up to go to work and it's 5 a.m,
So
Everyone
sleep.
is in the bed. I
Yeah.
can't make the bed.
Yeah.
And then the days that I'm not working, I'm like, thank goodness I'm not working. I'm not doing anything. So that I don't make the bed. But I do think that in another world where I make the bed some days, but in another
That's how
world
I am.
where
I was like, sometimes I make the bed.
that's how I am.
It's just such
It
a
just
habit for me.
depends.
Like if it's not made, I'm like,
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's
It
right.
does drive me crazy. Yes. Do I do anything about it?
When
No.
people are coming over, the bed has to be made.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the bed's not made right now, and y'all are over. But
Well, it's just
We don't
us.
count.
Yeah. We don't count.
but like, if people are coming over, the bed is made.
Yeah. Well, especially because when you open the door to
It's
the
right there.
space, you look at the bed, and then you look at the living space, and then you look at the
That's
kitchen. Like, you
my
see
biggest
everything.
thing is the kitchen has to be clean for me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look right now because it's not clean.
It's clean. It's not dirty. It's just
No, it's not dirty.
Dishes.
yeah. And we were the ones that put all that stuff over there so we could film. So we are. Yeah. Yeah. Those Reese's were calling to me over there on that table. I really.
Yeah. There's M&Ms over there too.
I don't
but
know.
anyway,
yeah, sorry.
we're really excited for Sukkot.
We're very excited, and I am excited too. I really hope that we can actually succeed in getting the guys to sit down on the podcast
And talk about
all talk about Sukkot,
Why we do it, what it really is,
what it really is,
what the scripture says.
Because I mean, there's definitely the superficial, like we're so excited, and I think that Yahweh wants that for us. But I also think that, like, I mean, deeply, there is a spiritual reason that Yahweh has commanded His people to do this feast, and it is like that's why we have this excitement because it goes so deeply, you know, into what it means, and I'm excited for
And it, like,
Shiloh
it
to
really-
learn about it, and so good.
You made a joke about it being a vacation, but it really is like so restful. Like
you reconnect back to nature in a way
Yeah.
that you really just can't do any other way. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah. Cool. Do we want to talk about what I don't know how much time it's been. Real quick, we'll touch on what
yeah, I
we're
was about
praying
to say
for.
mine are
We'll
pretty
touch on
short,
what we're praying for. We're talking about kind of just the prayer, each of us, and what we're praying for in our lives and what's going on. So, Kendall, what are you praying for? Not you? Oh, okay.
No, I can go.
Okay.
Really, we've been, I've been kind of like anxious lately. And so I've been praying like about that, and it really has gotten like so much better. So
Good.
He
I've
answered our
heard
prayers.
you.
Thank goodness. Thank you.
Yeah. No, that's
But,
great. Yeah.
so yeah, that's such a blessing that has gotten better. And then we're just still praying about moving and where y'all wants us to be.
Yeah.
just kind of waiting.
Yeah, and then
It is waiting.
because all the Charlie Kirk stuff happened, and for some reason that's really been
Yeah.
like super heavy on me and Micah's hearts. We've just been thinking about
It's
a lot,
so
talking
sad.
about it. Yeah. So
If
we've
we're
been
talking
praying
about what's on the news, I feel like that it's a pretty
Yeah.
impactful.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've been praying for their family a lot, and just like our nation, and how like
Their
everyone is
response.
just reacting to it. It's kind of sickening.
Yeah.
So it just is gross how people are talking about it. But so we've been praying about that a lot lately. Just
Yeah.
that.
I wouldn't wish anybody to be shot. You know,
No.
I would not wish that on any person.
No.
Period. Yeah. So it is. It's devastating. Yeah. What else, Kendall?
I feel like that's like the main three that we've been really like
That's
focusing on.
Yeah, that's good. Chloe.
Well, our biggest one is our house. We just like, it seems like it's just like one
monster.
roadblock after another. And I keep telling Laramie, like, it's a big elephant.
Yes.
Like a giant elephant. And we just kind of have to take it one bite at a time.
Yeah.
But it just kind of seems like we take like one step forward and like 5 steps back.
Really.
So it's just kind of been slow. But it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. And I think
yes.
that
Yes. Yahweh,
even though we've
Yahweh knows
hit
your
some
moving date.
roadblocks, yeah,
He knows.
I think that there's a reason for them. There's a reason we're supposed to wait. Like, I don't know. So,
Yeah.
and then just that Levi would sleep through the night.
Yeah. Aw, you're tired.
But
That's a big one.
yeah.
Yeah. He will.
But that's pretty much it.
He will. But I know what you mean, because that prayer and the house prayer are almost, because I've been there, kind of tied together. Because you're like, you feel like you can't necessarily move forward in making habits and routines
Yeah.
until you feel settled in a home that you feel committed to. At least that's how I feel. And so I understand those two prayers very personally. Ours is definitely the house. It has been so exciting around here because we were praying for it's there's a financial aspect to it, and Noah has a lot of work cut out for him. and he loves to do it. And he actually like hurt his finger, which sounds like dumb, but he did. He hurt it. He got like these huge chunks of wood in his finger because he wasn't wearing gloves.
Ow.
He described them as a splinter, first of all.
He described it as a splinter to me.
Because I was like, what?
And then he came home and his finger was like twice the size of his other fingers and it was like red. And then 2 days later, he was still pulling out wood from it. So I wouldn't call it a splinter. I would call it
pulling out wood
from his. That's exactly what I said. I was like, no, that's like wood. We have wood in there. So he got in there and dug it all out, and then his finger continued to swell. Anyway, let me just get to the point. He couldn't really. He took a few days off because like he could not use his hand, and so it hurt really bad. Like,
so is he gonna wear gloves from now on?
He's gonna wear gloves.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scratch you. He's gonna wear gloves. And I actually have no idea.
He should.
I agree with you.
There needs to be a list of rules in the workplace. These are the rules you have to follow because Pawpaw fell. Noah hurt his finger.
I know.
Too many accidents. There needs to be like hard hats. No standing on ammo boxes.
They will never do that.
They
will
just
not.
need to be careful.
I know. They're like rednecking it a little bit. But it's okay. The house has been built. So clearly they know what they're doing. But anyway, sorry. So we were praying for that. And then we were praying for just like a few kind of things that we were dealing with. It really felt like Yahweh was like, I mean, he knows the time frame. And sometimes it feels like when we're not consulting him, he gets our attention in a way that maybe we don't like, you know? So it was like he hurt his finger. Shiloh was feeling under the weather. Baby Ruth has that little rash. And then Yahweh was just kind of like, you need to stop and listen to me. You need to stop and listen to me. I don't really know, but I mean, we are trying, you know, to do that now. And it feels like that's always what I feel like when he's asking us to listen, things happen. So we're listening. There's also, it's hard to do that because now we're like, anyway, there's a lot of things, going on with the house. So we're praying about all that. And we're praying about, not just the project itself, but like once we're in, what does that mean for us? What are our lives going to look like? Who's going to be working? You know, all those kinds of things. And then we're praying for like family, friends, and a lot of things going on, like just people that are on our hearts and minds and stuff, which I feel like is everybody. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So yeah, I love it. Busy, but Sukkot is going to be so nice because it's going to have everybody kind of refocus, you know, so it's going to be so exciting. Cool. That's really all I think that we had. You guys have anything else? Awesome. Well, I'm excited about the next couple episodes. We have some really exciting things planned. So that's it for today, and we'll see y'all next time.